we get to compare that to like the Falcon and the the Winter
Captain Black and White Soldier.
Yeah, Captain Black and White Soldier.
A mother and son are driving. They have a terrible accident. They're both hurt very badly, and they get taken to the hospital. And the mother is released, but the son, is still in the operating room, and she's panicking in the waiting room for hours. I mean, hours go by, and finally the surgeon comes out of the OR, and he comes into the waiting room, and the mom runs over to him, panicking, like, "Doctor, how did the surgery go?" The doctor says, "Not so great. Not great. He's going to be paralyzed from the eyeballs down. Paralyzed forever, and you're going to have to feed him liquid through a tube for the rest of his life. And you're going to have to change his diaper. His diaper is forever for the next 50 years. And he's never going to be able to communicate with you." And the mother starts breaking down. "That's awful. Oh my God. This is the worst possible news I could have imagined." And the doctor says, "Don't worry, just kidding. He died!"
For fuck's sake. Well, you know what? That's the perfect intro for what we're talking about today. Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes, and we are talking about Peacemaker.
I knew that joke specifically should be saved for this fucking crowd. This fucking crowd. Okay.
Okay, so if you're familiar with the show, yeah, you're going to be used to it. It's just fine.
I say it supplanted The Mandalorian as the best show currently on television.
I agree with you. It was brilliant.
Yes.
And
Good.
it was far superior to all the bullshit that Marvel's been kicking out. And I have a reason for that.
I'd love to hear your idea. Well, wait a minute. We're not talking about films.
No. We're talking about
just about
TV
television
shows. We're talking about TV shows,
yeah.
So I'm talking about all the bullshit that's basically come out on Disney+.
Yeah, okay.
Well, which would really cover like Star Wars and Marvel, but specifically Marvel because it's always been Marvel versus DC. And Marvel's kicked out 7 shows or whatever, 5 shows that are all based off of Marvel properties. But when you watch these shows, it doesn't feel like you're watching an offshoot of the Marvel movie.
Right, it's some
like
bullshit on CW or on Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, it's like a cheap knockoff.
Yeah.
Just a really cheap version of it. This, on the other hand, if you've seen Suicide Squad, this just fits right into it perfectly.
Yeah, in fact, the opening crawler it's him in a voiceover saying, "Previously on Suicide Squad."
Yes.
It picks up immediately after. Okay. Why do you think that disparity exists between DC and Marvel television shows? Well, actually, we shouldn't say all television shows. I know a lot of people love, well, whatever.
Compared to what, WandaVision or Loki? Or
No, all of those, but which DC shows are we going to compare? The crap on WB, that's not a fair comparison.
Well, that's not fair. Yeah, I was like, that doesn't work. It's all that shit that's on the CW. I mean, they really are limited, and I don't really consider that part of...
It's not the same. Yeah. Okay.
The same thing. No.
All right, so...
This, I think, is the first time we've seen a real, from the big screen to the small screen, adaptation. And it's brilliant.
I think, I could be way off. Here's my idea for why I think this is, and I have to go through it fast before that shit hits me, because I can feel it coming on real quick now.
This is for you, Peacemaker.
Not that.
That is also for you, Peacemaker.
Marvel has had this long string of successful films. DC has had this long string of
crap and bullshit.
Shitty films.
Right.
The executives at Marvel know all the properties because they're huge, and they hold on to them like this because this is a big moneymaker. If you fuck this up, we're all going to get fired.
Right.
Stick to the fucking formula. At DC, every movie we've done has been a flop. James Gunn, what do you want to do? This thing based on Suicide Squad. I've never heard of that. I don't give a fuck. You're a pretty good filmmaker. Just do what you want.
And he did. If you are a fan of James Gunn and his style of filmmaking, this is James Gunn. Like, it feels like him from the moment it starts.
And it is specifically because the studio told him, Nobody cares about this guy. Just do whatever you like. And he's like,
James,
awesome. Here's what I like.
Here's what I'd like to do. Man, that's brilliant.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
All right.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
The balance between ridiculous Beavis and Butthead style comedy,
Okay.
and you'd expect the dramatic parts to be just as heavy, and holy shit they are.
Yeah.
What a fucking tragedy of a character.
Yes.
I mean, it's Rick and Morty in its depth. It's fucking magnificent that it takes the entire season to round him out as a character, and when they do, it's like a fucking star.
Yeah.
It's magnificent.
Yeah. I don't even know what to add to that.
They balanced it all perfectly. And I mean perfectly. I was going through, you're trying to come up with something that I don't like about this show. I sincerely couldn't come up with something. I guess the actor that played Judo Master was kind of stupid.
But it was a stupid character. Which is another thing I really loved about this, is it was full of these reject, stupid characters.
Right. Mern.
And then they ended up being fantastic. And you've got John Cena playing the lead, which I didn't think was going to work.
He's got the comedy chops
He
that
does.
I think he learned from the pro wrestling gig.
Mm-hmm.
His dramatic scenes were, they were
really
written
good.
They were written fucking incredibly. The character was rounded out so, classically, beautifully done, that even a fair to middling actor could have made them come out good. He did better than that.
Yeah.
So, great work to John Cena. Though I do have some problems with John Cena, personally. Anyway, but
Yeah. But him in this role specifically, we're just going to narrow it down to just him in this role. Because the moment you start taking actors out of their role and just talking about the actors, oh man, that's... There's so many movies I'd have to hate just on that basis.
even on the things that I would normally complain about, what I rail against more than anything with the Marvel films is how they adjust the power meter.
Yeah.
And they do that here as well. But you don't mind it in here. It's the world is set up so perfectly that you don't give a shit about any of that. So much so that you don't even notice it until you actively go back trying to look for it.
Yeah.
It's so well hidden.
Yeah, that's very true. And I don't think the rise and climb and jump and fall of the power levels is as dramatic here as it is in the Marvel stuff. Because it's
quite right.
huge in the Marvel stuff.
The one that pissed me off the most, just as a digression, was Tony Stark, one of the Iron Man Mark whatever suits, is cutting a tank in half with the palm laser. And then he blasts Captain America in the abdomen with it. And Captain America, ugh, and gets up and keeps fighting.
I can do this all day.
You cut a tank in half and you're a guy. Anyway, this is a digression. I'm sorry. So these characters, Mern and Harcourt and Adebayo and Economist, all, I'm not going to go into the individual actors, but they were all fucking perfect for that role. And the casting is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And Adebayo,
it is.
I loved her already from Orange is the New Black, so I'm glad she got that. She's really great in that series. She's just a really great actress. The characters were all fantastic.
I love seeing the T-1000 come back.
Yeah, I didn't realize how massive of a dude he is.
He's a pretty big dude.
He's huge. I mean, it makes sense. He had to play against Arnold.
Yeah, you're going to want to work out for stuff like that.
I mean, he plays against John Cena and makes him look like a normal-sized dude.
That's very true.
Robert
Patrick?
Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
Is fucking massive.
He's a big dude.
And he's scary.
Especially for his age. Yes. Which I thought was really funny. It's like, all right, we're going to need somebody who just looks like some kind of racist asshole. Who do we got? Hey, have you seen Patrick lately? Because, holy shit. Wow, look at this poor guy. Well, let's bring him on. He did not age well. He looks like some kind of racist son of a bitch. Oh, we need him. And bring him on board.
Well, I think in one of the iterations of the comic, the White Dragon is actually a Nazi prison guard.
Okay.
Who flees, comes up with a fake name and hides out in America after World War II.
Here he's like
just this Klansman asshole kind of guy.
Who later turns out to be racist Iron Man, which was so fantastic.
Oh shit. I mean, he was another one what a fucking fantastic, perfect actor.
Yeah.
Who just kicks the shit out of every funny scene, and then scares the shit out of you when he turns dramatic. Like, fuck, that is a terrifying fucking character.
Yes. And
he's so good at balancing it. Fucking incredible.
And that wonderful balance happens over and over and over again.
Right, they maintain it on a pinpoint the entire series. So well done.
I'm truly used to the Marvel formulas where you get like one good episode, then a shit episode, then a filler episode, then a good episode, then bullshit again. You don't get this here.
No, there's no
Every
throwaways.
episode is perfect. They're all necessary. Every episode is continuing the story.
And perfectly done.
And kudos to James Gunn for getting to actually write the whole series and direct most of the episodes.
And let the actors have free reign when they come up with something.
Yeah.
We let them run. It was great.
But not in the horrible Ghostbusters 2016 kind of way, but like in a good way.
That's my favorite part, is how well-rounded Peacemaker is as a character. I mean, they show you the motivation for everything.
Yeah.
And suddenly, at some point, you don't even piece together when, it turns into this incredible social commentary about white supremacy and fascism and environmental stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, it's almost Rick and Morty in its levels of depth. Like, watch every episode a couple times. You'll catch new stuff.
Yes. And again, we get to compare that to like the Falcon and the
Captain Black and White Soldier.
Yeah, Captain Black and White Soldier. For that whole ending scene of "you got to do better." That's your soapbox. You're gonna jump on that, and you got to do better, and we're gonna end like that, huh?
Yeah. Normally, I would, if they threw in kind of quasi-political social commentary like that.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be like, "Oh, you pretentious assholes."
Yes.
Again, it was so perfectly balanced in here.
Yeah, and it felt like it belonged there.
Yeah,
it wasn't just tacked on because the creator wanted to push out some kind of message.
None of it is. Nothing is crammed together. Everything, every detail serves a purpose.
Every character is a character. None of these characters are vessels for the plot or are vessels for a message or whatever. They're characters.
Yeah.
And that's pretty rare.
There was
currently
really only one hole that I'm still not entirely clear, and I really don't care that much. But the tiger girl that tries to kill him in the apartment.
Yeah.
Did we ever find out?
She was a butterfly.
Okay.
Yeah. That was what all that shit was about. She was a butterfly.
But did she track him down on purpose?
Total random chance accident.
Okay.
No, he ran into her, and then he had all the files on how he's going to track and kill butterflies, and he just left it on her bed because he thought it'd be safer than in his car.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was something deeper.
No. There's nothing.
All right. Well, there's something I didn't like.
episode 1.
There's something I didn't like then. That's my one negative. They didn't flush that out very good.
No, it was just kind of a passing by kind of thing. Like, how did she even know? Like, oh, you know what? And then you flash back to all the files are right there on the bed. And, oops. All right, real quick, I have to talk about my favorite character in this whole series.
White Dragon?
Which is Eagly.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm sorry, but watching John Cena hug an eagle is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. And then when it happened again, in this wonderfully touching moment, you're like, oh my God, this is such a cool... And then, of course, it's just wonderfully ruined by that woman who's like, I just saw a human hugging an eagle. I think that's a sign. It's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, you gotta. Put it on your wish list or whatever it takes to see it. It's on HBO Max. Watch it.
Which means it's all over the internet now.
Yeah, you'll find it. It's brilliant.
Oh, can I say, okay, here's why I hate John Cena.
Sure.
Okay. I don't remember what film it was for, but he was doing promotion in China
Yeah.
and referred to Taiwan as a country.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that pissed off China because China is that Taiwan is our. It turned into this huge thing.
Yeah, yeah. And he had to like apologize in Chinese.
He had to learn to speak Mandarin to read this series.
我爱更尊重中国更中国人，我很抱歉对我的错误。
He fucked up again, by the way.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
What was it this time?
He made a tweet, and his tweet said, "Man, if there was ever a time when I wish I actually had Peacemaker's powers, it's right now. I love you, Ukraine," or something like that. And everybody was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" And
Are you sure it was that way?
it was something like that he said. And
Because I'm pretty sure almost everybody is on the side of Ukraine in this one.
I'm pretty sure too. I don't know if it was how he said it or what, but everybody's like, I don't know. They got all mad at him. So
Was it something stupid like, I gotta hurry up and get a bride from the Ukraine?
no? His tweet, honestly, I didn't
look it up.
quite. You'd have to look it
I'll
up.
put it up.
I didn't
I'm
quite
sure.
see what the issue was, but it made the internet upset.
Okay, well, I don't know
Which
anything
is-
about that one. But
which
I
is-
know...
I find it funny because I literally purposely go out to try to piss off the internet, and I just haven't been able to do it yet.
I don't know anything about this one. All I know is that was a dickless bullshit move to cave in to a
Yeah.
fucking totalitarian fucking police state.
Yeah. Now everybody's like, so is he going to learn Russian so he can like apologize to the Russians or something?
I gotta look at Let's wrap this up because I'm intrigued now. I'll put it up.
All right. So we'll put it up, and you can tell me for yourself. Actually, put it in the comments. I want to know what you think. Have you seen Peacemaker? Do you plan on seeing it? Let us know what you think of it. Let us know what you think of John Cena and his weird tweet, if that means anything to you at all.
John Cena! Oh. All right.
All you had to do was type in John Cena and it says John Cena tweet.
No, it'll come up.
Oh, okay. Anyway, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that bullshit.
Yeah, all that bullshit.
And we'll see you in another episode.
Bye now.
Oh, God.